it's good to have you back on Vnews Bulletin. I'm Nhung from Hanoi. Now take a look at our top stories as usual. Fiscal monetary policies should be combined harmoniously. Vietnam-India ties grow strongly over 50 years. Vietnam among 6 countries with highest vaccination coverage. A conference on the work of finance and state budget for 2022 was held on January 6th. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính attended the event and delivered a speech.
According to the Finance Ministry, despite difficulties caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the finance sector still gained many significant achievements. State budget collection stood $67.8 billion, surpassing the estimate by 16.4%. The budget overspending below 4%, even lower than the figure estimated by the National Assembly. Addressing the conference, Prime Minister Chính urged the financial sector to harmoniously combine fiscal and monetary policies and better the state budget management work in 2022. Besides, it is necessary to cut unnecessary expenses and ensure resources for important tasks, especially the COVID-19 prevention and control. The government leader also urged the sector to push ahead with the disbursement of public investments to boost economic recovery and growth.
We have just received updated news morning following report. The relationship between Vietnam and India has grown significantly over the past 50 years, with India becoming one of the leading partners of Vietnam. Ambassador to India Phạm Sanh Châu told Vietnam News Agency on the occasion of the 15th anniversary of the bilateral diplomatic ties. Over that time, bilateral ties have expanded across all fields, the diplomat said, stressing Vietnam hopes to further bolster this partnership. Vietnam and India are working together towards the target of $15 billion in two-way trade, Châu said, adding that Vietnam hopes to welcome a new investment wave from India. The ambassador held that in order to make bilateral ties further thrive, Vietnam and India should work more closely together at the international arena, while supporting each other in protecting their national interests, especially in sovereignty and territorial security. A warship from Germany paid a friendship visit to Ho Chi Minh City on January 6th. Join us in the following report. Frigate FGS Bayern with over 200 crew members of the German Navy arrived at Nhà Rồng Wharf in Ho Chi Minh City on January 6th, starting its first ever friendship visit to Vietnam. During the 4-day trip, Commander Thilo Koski will make courtesy calls to the leaders of the Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee and Naval Region 2 of Vietnam. According to German Ambassador to Vietnam Guido Henner, the frigate's visit demonstrates the two countries' friendship and also emphasizes the Indo-Pacific region's increasing significance to international relations. The voyage also expressed Germany's wish to enhance cooperation with important partners and affirm the rules-based international order. Vietnam has become one of the 6 countries with highest COVID-19 vaccination coverage in the world, according to a report at a teleconference between the government and localities on January 5th.
The government said it has constantly adjusted pandemic prevention and control measures in accordance with reality while developing and promoting the vaccine diplomacy policy, along with carrying out the largest ever free vaccination drive, which has brought about the remarkable achievement. 99.6% of people of 18 years old and over have received at least one shot of vaccine, and 90.9% of them have been fully inoculated. The ratios among children from 12 to 17 are 85.6% and 57%. Work is underway to purchase vaccine for children from 5 to 11 years old. The government required ministries, agencies and localities to prioritize resources for the effective implementation of the COVID-19 prevention and control program and the socio-economic recovery and development program.
The Vietnam oil and gas group known as PetroVietnam reported it had met its revenue target in 2021, 2 months ahead of schedule, generating over $27.1 billion, up 28% year-on-year.
Besides revenues, PetroVietnam fulfilled most yearly targets despite difficulties caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the complicated developments in the East Sea, and obstacles in legal framework. PetroVietnam's oil output reached 10.67 million tons last year, 13% higher than the plan set for the year. The group's pre-tax profit in the year surpassed the plan by 2.6 times and up 2.2 times year-on-year. Last year, the group's subsidiaries have closely and effectively coordinated to create a value chain and regularly shared information to balance production, inventory, and product distribution.
Around 49,000 hectares of coffee in the Central Highlands, the coffee cultivation hub of Vietnam, have been planted following all the sustainable production criteria thanks to Vietnam's Sustainable Agriculture Transformation Project.
The project, implemented from 2015 to June 30, 2022, consists of 4 components, including sustainable coffee development. Since 2015, nearly 5,500 farming households in the Central Highlands have been trained in coffee production process. As a result, all the sustainable coffee production criteria have been applied to more than 49,000 hectares. Besides, the project supported the development of seedling nurseries, drip irrigation, spray irrigations, and production infrastructures. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Vietnam has managed to develop drought-resistant and high-yield coffee varieties that can be grown in different points of time. Though prices have fallen sharply over the past years, coffee farms remain strong and have rising productivity.
We have more news coming next. Let's take a look. The first regular flight between the Republic of Korea and Vietnam, which was operated by national flag carrier after 2 years of hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, landed safely at Nội Bài International Airport in Hanoi on January the 6th. The flight VN417, carrying 63 passengers, departed from Incheon International Airport in Seoul. The flight is part of a plan to restore regular international flights with a high safety level starting from January 1, 2022, which has been approved by the government. In the beginning stage, Vietnam Airlines will operate 2 flights per week between Seoul and Hanoi, but the carrier is ready to add more flights if permitted. Staff members of Vietnam's 3rd Level 2 field hospital at the United Nations mission in South Sudan have recently assisted doctors at the hospital run by the Doctors Without Borders in conducting a successful cesarean session for a mother with severe kyphosis.
Vietnamese doctors in South Sudan started 2022 with a special mission. They helped a pregnant woman with Pulse disease have a healthy baby. She had been pregnant for 35 weeks and suffered fetus distress.
There is a mission with unprecedented challenges. We hosted an immersion meeting and we were all determined to fulfill the mission. It is also part of our job to help local people.
I was emotional when I arrived and talked to the patient. She was 22 years old, but was not in good health. Her spine was deformed due to past episodes of spinal tuberculosis. The fetus is 35 weeks old and the fetal heart is still good.
The team fulfilled the mission despite a lack of proper medical equipment.
The shortage in equipment posed a challenge to us. The operation for the baby must be quickly done so that the anesthesia drugs cannot affect the baby.
A healthy 4-kilogram baby boy was born thanks to cooperation by doctors.
Yeah, we actually appreciate the kind of the work that the assistant that the Vietnam doctors as well as organization administration has offered to our mission because we have seen that we are doing the same thing, serving the life of the innocent people.
The UN's Chief Medical Officer sent a letter to acknowledge the contribution of Vietnam's Level 2 Field Hospital No. 3, asking the facility to continue assisting the Médecins Sans Frontières Hospital in other surgeries.
Phu Quoc Island City in the Mekong Delta province of Kiên is expected to become a national tourism center in the coming time as investors deploy their projects here, said the Municipal People's Committee.
Local officials said Phu Quoc is determined not only as the high-end resort tourism center, but also a financial hub and a center of aviation and maritime trade in the region. This will have Kiên province in general and Phu Quoc in particular attract more domestic and foreign investment. Known as Pearl Island, Phu Quoc is the largest island in Vietnam and also the largest of the 22 making up the group of Phu Quoc Islands. Phu Quoc was recognized as a Tier 2 city by the National Assembly Standing Committee last year, which is the premise for the locality to strongly promote tourism development. In the beginning of 2022, Phu Quoc launched 350 investment projects worth $17 billion, including many projects developing high-class tourism and entertainment areas. According to the officials, the city plans to receive over 4,000 international visitors by the end of January.
Hanoi is home to many classical French architectural works, including a number of villas built in the early 20th century. One old villa in the downtown area, after many years of being empty, is now being renovated in the expectation of reviving a heritage site in the heart of Vietnam's capital.
The villa is located on nearly 1,000 square meters and had fallen into serious disrepair. A framework of iron piles was erected to prevent it from collapsing. This typical French villa was built in the early 20th century and was once the residence of high-ranking French officials before changing hands many times. Though its walls were appealing and its outdoors had deteriorated after 100 years or more, the imprint of French architecture was maintained in every detail. On December 18, Hanoi's Hoàn Kiếm district kicked off a project to restore it to its former glory.
Hanoi has worked with various region expertise to restore the villa. Our district has cleared the ground, relocated households in the area, and focused on the design research plan.
According to figures from the Hanoi Department of Construction, there are 1,253 old French houses and villas in the city built before 1954 and on a list of being in need of preservation.
We are extremely excited and will support the project, especially in the near future, after the site is preserved and used as a cultural exchange center. At that time, we hope to continue to support Hoàn Kiếm district in organizing activities and use the villa effectively. The restoration work comes late, but it warms the hearts of those who love the capital city.
This is the perspective after the project is completed and restored. The site will become a place of cultural exchange with a host of activities to promote the cultural and architectural heritage values of the capital. As it develops strongly with modern areas and skyscrapers, Hanoi still cherishes and preserves the heritage of its past.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thank you for tuning in and see you next time.